Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have made it to a live episode of True Sons. We're going to discuss and cover your college football playoff, the games to come, predictions, what happened, and the losses. I am Kevin Rutland. We have Jeremy Maclin. We also have Sean Weatherspoon, man. Once again, glad to have you guys here. And let's jump right into it, man. I want to start with Penn State Notre Dame. I think I didn't see these two teams making it this far. And not because of lack of talent, but I just hadn't seen enough at Notre Dame and Penn State. You're third best in your conference. I just didn't see you making it. How are we feeling about this game, Penn State Notre Dame?
Go ahead, Matt.
I'm excited about it, man. I think the one thing I question. I think I would pick Penn State, but the one thing I question is can Notre Dame score enough points, right?
Mhm.
Because I think Penn State has proven they can put up points on the board. I think you saw in the Big Ten championship, they was able to kind of match Oregon score for score. They
Yep.
scored, I want to say then they scored 40 something against SMU, another 30 something against Boise. So like,
Yeah.
they've proven it. Now they had two or three defensive touchdowns, but I think they're proven that they can
Hmm.
score the football. So it'd be interesting to see if Notre Dame can score enough to keep up with them. And Notre Dame's running back Love is hurt, or at least he was shown with a brace on in practice, saying he took all second team reps in practice. Now they had two of them that are pretty good, and they have a third guy that's pretty good too. But
He's going to play. Come on.
yeah, you know what I mean. So I guess we'll see. I guess how effective he's going to be when he plays is kind of the question.
Yeah. Spoon, what do you think about Notre Dame and Penn State?
I would second that. I think it's going to be, both teams are stronger on defense, but I think Penn State has the edge on offense. You got
Hmm.
multiple backs on both teams. Kind of wanting to see how healthy Love is for Notre Dame. But these two teams have very opportunistic offenses, meaning that if the defense makes plays, get stops, get turnovers, they usually make hay on it. I think the Georgia game, Notre Dame had a chance to turn it around very quickly based on them, just making some big plays on defense that put them in a situation to score, and then coming out of half, scoring a special team touchdown and having a special team move on Georgia that made them jump. Some big things there. Some coaching decisions are going to be really watched closely. I think James Franklin, him, his history in big games is still it's still kind of out there for
Still a
me because
thing?
when I look at it, I think they kind of had the easiest route to the semifinal. you know,
Oh,
um,
without a doubt.
SMU at home, and then who they played Boise State. A lot of people didn't believe in Boise State, didn't believe they should have a bye, and
Yeah.
they, Kevin being
I
one of them.
know.
But
Yeah.
hey, they're in the game. The defenses are strong. I do believe that Penn State's quarterback, he's already said, Drew Aller, he's already said that he's coming back to school. But I think if he plays the game of his life, he might be reconsidering some things, with the quarterback
Hmm.
market coming up in the draft. But I think it's going to be a physical football game. It's going to be a game that I'll be tuned into. Kind of got your blue blood college
You do.
programs in all four games.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
some
yep.
Yeah,
sometimes Texas kind of gets left out, but I think they're blue blood as well. And man,
they
it's
are.
gonna be exciting, man. I'm looking forward to some hard hits and some good coaching. That's what I want to see. Some good coaching, something that puts the other team in a bind, man. It should be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't know if Notre Dame has had a test like this yet. Like Penn State, I think Penn State is the real deal, and I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow found a way to win it all. And I just don't know if Notre Dame has seen this kind of talent when Penn State is used to seeing. I mean, the Big Ten was a tough conference this year. They used to seeing great talent all year. Like,
Hmm.
does that play a factor into playing in the big game, or is it like clean slate? I don't care who you've played. We're here in the Final Four. What like is it? Does my
yeah.
history play a part in it or no?
I think there's arguments for both points. I think there's
Mhm.
arguments that hey, we're battle tested, like we played the best of the best, so we're prepared for this moment. I also think like man, it doesn't matter what I did the previous 12, 13 games, right? Only game that matters is this game right here, right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down swinging, um, So I think for me, Spoon, to kind of touch on what you said,
Hmm.
yeah, I think on paper they might have had the easiest route you can say, but
Hmm.
I think they have looked dominant,
They
right?
have.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what you're supposed to do. When you're clearly the better team, you're supposed to dominate. Now, Ohio State has dominated as well too. That's technically my pick, but like they,
You did pick
You
them.
said
You
that.
did pick them. Yeah.
they've dominated as well. But I think the big thing, man, is you seen what Penn State did to Genty, right? You seen them bottle him
Yeah.
up. Okay, can Leonard make enough plays right, with his arm to put those guys in position to sustain drives and be able to score points. I don't know if he can. I think he's talented enough to. You heard Marcus Freeman say during the broadcast, "Hey, we got to figure out how to run the football." He wants to
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
run the ball.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. That's what they hung their hat on all year. So, can they make enough plays in the pass game when Penn State? Hey, we going. Last week they was like, "Hey, Genty's not beating us. I don't care what y'all
right.
do. He's not getting off." I think they're gonna have the same, similar approach, right, going up against Notre Dame.
Well,
So
I would second that, Kevin. I want to chime in a little bit because
yeah.
Mac talked about running the ball.
Hmm.
And to me, some of the best runs in that game against Georgia was by the quarterback. And I
Yep.
think that's a little different from,
Yep.
my mindset coming into that game. But he just wouldn't be denied, man. I think
No,
that
he wasn't.
last run when they got the first down, he's jumping over people and, looked like what's the Denver Broncos old quarterback, what's his name? John Elway when he
Fairway,
flipped
yeah.
in the Super Bowl. Like it was
Uh-huh.
kind of one of those moves, man. He was just determined and I
He was
think they did a
determined.
good job of making Georgia miss tackles like at the end of the game. Even if it
Hmm.
was the receiver or it was the quarterback, they just fought for it. So as long as they keep it manageable, those downs, they still have the threat to run. I think that's where they can kind of have an edge. And also number 11 for the Nittany Lions has been a little banged up too. He didn't finish the game. And he's a
Hmm.
first round guy, 11 sacks, 22 tackles behind the line. He's definitely a guy you want to have out there, Philly kid that can go out there and be
Yeah.
dominant. Played off the ball last year, played on the ball this year. So
Yep.
I think him and Love are the two kind of key factors to see like
Yep.
which one, who's going to play, who's going to feel like themselves. I think that'll
Yeah.
have a big factor in the game as well.
Mac, you mentioned Notre Dame in their passing game. Can they do enough in the passing game to win the
Mhm.
game? And I'm looking at their stats. Like the leading receiver right now is at 458 on
Mhm.
the season.
Yeah.
They got a leading tight end though.
But I mean, I don't know if the passing game is that heavy. You know what I mean? It looks like Aller has thrown almost 1,000 more yards than him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the
There's,
comparison.
but
Hall got some
you also
real.
talking about Aller's a first round talent. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
an
Okay.
NFL quarterback. That tight end's a Mackey Award winner. Like so, I think they got a few more
Or yeah.
weapons on the outside.
Okay.
Um, like I said, Notre Dame's defense is legit, right? And
Hmm.
the way they run the football is legit. And I'm not gonna sleep on Leonard. I mean, he's played a lot of football.
hmm
He's a proven winner
Yeah.
too. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man. Like Spoon said, I think it's yeah, you talk about blue bloods nowadays. You talk about I know Bama's not here, but I mean this is as blue blood as it gets. Right? You got
Oh yeah.
Texas, Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame. Like it don't get no better than this.
It's gonna be
I will
fun.
admit this is kind of how you want things to play out with you. It's kind of how I want things to play out in terms of like your staples or your bigger schools making it to these last two games. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I think it goes to show the conferences are even though I don't think the Big Ten is better than the SEC,
hmm
they got two teams. You know what I mean? They got two teams.
Yo, let's talk about that,
Yeah,
Kevin.
yeah. I
Five
think. Go
five
ahead. Go
through
ahead.
eight still
Go ahead.
alive.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Only 5 through 8 still alive. The 1 through 4 had buys, all lost.
But
The
I
teams that
think
went on
that's
the road.
we got to blame the committee for that one.
Yeah. True.
Really, you
Or
got
hey,
to.
hey, it's one or two things. One, you blame the committee on that one because the 1 through 4 shouldn't have been 1 through 4.
No.
Or
Yeah.
it comes down to like
Well, Oregon and Georgia.
well, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
But it comes down to hey, you a week off, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
if you're not used to it, sometimes you can come out a little
It can hurt
sluggish
you.
or a little sloppy. Yeah.
It can hurt you.
I
And
agree.
I think that's kind of what we saw. Even and Spoon, I got to give you your props. You kind of gave the outlook on Arizona State, and I did not see it. But even they came out slow.
Yeah.
But when they got going, it got going. So I think that week off does kind of. I don't know if did you go to sleep or you just not ready? I'm not sure what it is, but it shows up, and it shows up in those first two quarters. But Arizona State turned it on. So once again, I'm gonna shout out to you because that was
Hey,
maybe I haven't watched enough Arizona State ball. I just
RB
didn't know
one,
this team could play.
RB1, Scatterbo. Hey,
Man,
that's
listen.
my
He
boy.
was throwing, he was catching. I didn't know he could do all that. I know he can run the ball, but all that he pulled out.
Yeah.
Hey, well, real
Yeah,
quick, let's talk about the quarterfinal matchups, right? Which one? What surprise? So your biggest surprise moment was Arizona State, right?
without
And
a
how
doubt.
and how they
I didn't know they
performed.
had that. Yeah, I didn't know they had that
Okay.
in them. Without a
Frank, Frank,
doubt.
Frank. What about you?
Even wait, even that coach. being a young head coach, a newer head coach, I've said it before. When I like, if I'm a head coach and I'm coaching an underdog team, you better believe I'm going to throw everything, every play I've ever drawn, every play I've ever seen. I'm throwing it at you. Halfback pass, reverses. I'm doing it all. And I feel like he came to that game and was like, hey, look, why hold anything back? And that's
Yeah.
how I want to coach a game where I'm picked to lose.
I agree, Mac. Would you ask that question again? You know, I got a lot of kids, and one of them just popped up in the studio, so I'm like, I missed
So
the question.
I asked, like, what was the biggest surprise of the quarterfinal round, right? And
Mhm.
I'm gonna touch on you, Rudd, a little bit. Like, I told you sometimes your biggest thing you could have is just you believe, right? That Arizona State team was the team that believed, right? You
Yeah.
heard the quarterback talking in the media. He said, "I'm gonna
Yeah.
prove why I'm the better quarterback." You
Yeah,
see,
he was going. That was
You see,
crazy.
Scatterbo ain't scared of nothing. So
He been giving out highs opposed. Yeah.
yeah, it's not one of those things where you say the right things because you have to, even though like deep down inside you know that you're the underdog. I
Mhm.
truly think that Arizona State thought they belonged on the field, and
Okay.
like you said, it took them a while to kind of, but like you're 4th and 14 away from being in the semifinals.
Yeah,
Yeah, you really are.
You see
You
what
yeah,
I'm
really
saying? So
are.
like,
Yeah.
like from that standpoint, like I told you that game was gonna be a 6 to 10 point game,
hmm
I was
right?
wrong.
I thought it
Hmm.
was gonna be the closest game of the weekend. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
I thought Arizona State put enough, and really the Big 12 championship solidified it for me.
yeah. They ran Iowa State.
Now Iowa State is Iowa State, right?
So I'm
But like
saying,
that's
yeah,
a good program who just won 10
They've
ball games,
been
11
they
playing
ball
well
did.
games,
too.
They
10 or
did.
11 ball games,
Yeah,
right?
Hmm.
So like, bro, it's I think the days of the SEC just flat out just like dominating top to bottom. I think that
hmm
gap's gonna close a little bit with NIL and the portal. I think
Oh,
that gap's gonna
yeah.
close a little bit. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
That not.
hey,
Go
we're
ahead.
fourth and 14 away from not even having an SEC team in this semifinal. So I think you're definitely right. I think
Yeah.
my surprise was the fact that Genty didn't get off earlier, and the backs for Penn State, who I had talked about
Man.
a little bit about how they played
Hmm.
against Oregon, but man, they were just 12 yards, 15 yards, 30 yards. Then they ended the
Committed.
game on hitting the goalpost for it, like on a power.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm like, oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
That surprised me. I thought it'd be a little bit more of like a back and forth thing between those two teams.
Yeah. But,
So
listen, that was trench work though. You know that.
It was, it
That was
was.
trench
yeah,
work.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I had a lot of respect for Boise State's trenches though, because like I said, I watched some of the players for Penn State because CP has that team. He scouts
Yeah.
them, and so I
Hmm.
watched those guys, and I saw Bowling Green get after them up front early in the season.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
we're talking about draft grades of their right guard. We're like, ooh, he might be a second, third day guy. But then you look later on in the season when he plays Ohio State, his
Uh-huh.
his level comes up. When he's
Mm.
playing in the college football playoff, they're able to run to that right side and run behind him and get that push. And I do
Yeah.
think the defensive end for Boise State being a little banged up kind of hurt them as well. And I'm just kind of thinking about these games and hoping that, some of these teams don't go through those some same kind of injuries that kind of impact the game.
So what about what happened to Oregon? What happened?
Dude, listen, it's tough to beat somebody twice, right? And here's the deal.
Georgia did it.
Yes, but George, man, listen, Texas is not Ohio State, and I guess we're gonna
Yeah,
see this
yeah.
weekend.
We go.
I guess we're gonna see. Well, not really. In 2 days, we're gonna see, or
It
tomorrow. I don't
looked
know when
Friday.
it
personal.
is.
It looked
Friday.
Mac.
Friday.
But
Chip Kelly Mac. He was
yeah,
It did
dialing
look
man,
something up.
personal. It's
yeah,
a great
man.
point.
Listen,
It looked personal.
when
Yeah.
they are rolling, and people can say whatever they want to say. Oh, they went and got this guy out the portal and paid him. I don't care. You got Downs, right? Big
Hmm.
transfer. You got the quarterback. You got the running back, right?
You got your wide out. Yeah.
But when you look at the foundation of that football team, right? Their defense, 9 out of 11 guys have been in that program for 3 to 5 years.
Mm.
I didn't know
Like
that.
even in this NIL, and I think yeah, you can have guys blast onto the scene, but when you talk about these games that mean, man, if you ain't got that foundation, if you ain't got that culture, if you ain't got like that solid rock holding y'all together, it don't matter. But I'm telling you
It's a
right
good
now,
point.
man, yeah, they win and fill some voids, but man, that team, they are deep, they are good, right? Will Howard does exactly what he needs to do, and
Play
Yeah,
well.
he does.
I think he's proven a lot of people wrong with his ability to play the quarterback position. It's not just Jeremiah Smith. We know that's wide receiver you, them at LSU. We know they got a lot of guys, but
He
he's making
They got some guys.
Yo, hey,
listen,
when
he is
when you talk
making
to people, people
he is
say
making good he's putting the ball where it needs to be.
People
Yeah,
say, you see him? That's a man. That's a man.
that's
That's
a
what people
man.
say. They
He is
don't play about
18.
him.
He's
Dog.
special though. He's special.
Goodness gracious.
Oh my
Where they
goodness.
make him
So
like that at? That's
He's
crazy.
like he's
he's
like
Florida, right?
Julio mixed with Calvin. Like,
Boy got some TO in him.
man, that's what I'm saying, man.
Everything in him, dog.
He looked like
Crazy.
David Boston, but like the more in shape version of that, no steroid version.
Yeah. So we'll go right to that game, then the Ohio State and Texas game. By the numbers, it looks like from our big three, passing, catching, and running, um, Ohio State leads in all except for rushing, where you have the tailback from Texas who has got over 1,000 yards. I, Texas hasn't done enough for me to show they can finish games, to show they can beat Ohio State. Now, things can change, but they just haven't done enough over the course of the season in terms of finishing games.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they played Clemson, I feel like they should have buried Clemson.
Yeah.
They had a chance to bury Arizona State, didn't bury him. You probably won't have a chance to bury Ohio State. So how do you win the game? How does Texas win this game?
Well, good thing is they just played a game down to the wire, right? So they played a close football game, so they know how to come out on top on a close football game, right?
Okay.
You go back to the Georgia game, you let one slip away, or Georgia won that one, however you want to look at it, right?
Hmm.
Then you bounce back, you get into a similar situation, and you got to have it. They had to have it. They got it. End up winning the football game. I think you got, in my opinion, the best offense in football versus the best defense in football, right? By Texas defensive backfield is supposed to be the best defensive backfield in the nation, right? I'm interested to see some matchups you're gonna see on Sunday,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see this thing unfold. Like I think you talk about names. Oh, it's all type of names on this field.
Oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
that game.
It's hitters.
Yeah.
It's hitters out there, man.
But
Yeah, it is.
I think Ohio State's the better football team. I think Ohio State wins this game. I think Ohio State wins by 10. That's
I
my
think
opinion.
right. I like that, Mac. I like what you're saying. Everything makes a lot of sense. I think like where we are right now, Ohio State is the best football team.
Hmm.
But the last time they were in a fight, they were at their home place. And I know there's been fights these last two games for them, but it
Yeah,
didn't seem like much of a fight from the other teams.
Yeah.
I think
that's true.
that's a narrative that Sark can play on.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to the Senior Bowl, Tim Tebow was on the other side.
Uh-huh.
Jim Schwartz was our coach. It seemed like none of the scouts came to watch the North team. He used that.
Mm.
He used that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody come to see y'all. Look at our locker room. Look at our floor. They got Tim Tebow over there. They praying. All that. He used it. Hey, bro, we was in there like it was a real. We was like, it wasn't even about us going pro. It was about we about to go out here and smash on Tim Tebow. Don't nobody like we don't want to hear all that, right?
Yeah.
I think Sark can use that again with his guys this week to, you guys are battle tested. You guys been through it. One team beat you this year, and they're at home. Nobody else could beat you. I think his guys will be revved up. I think it'll be closer than 10 points. I think it's going to be a one possession game as well. But I also believe that gives Texas a little bit edge because will Ohio State respond in the right manner when somebody's on the other side taking punches and giving it as well? That's what I want to see in this game. Now,
Mhm.
I will give Ohio State the edge. I do think they're going to win the game. I just think it might be a 3-point game or an overtime game if somebody scores at the end by just a score, though.
So I think Ohio State's defense. So Texas has the better defense, correct? But Ohio
By the
State's
numbers.
defense isn't far behind.
No, they're not shabby, bro. They bad.
And I don't think that Texas's offense is better than Oregon's offense or better than, but so that's why I'm going to give the edge to Ohio State because I think their offense is a little bit better than Texas offense
Yeah.
when you have two defensive teams that can play ball. You know what I mean? So I got to give the edge to Ohio State. I think they might be picked to lose by the smallest margin ever, but it's how do you after seeing those two performances, how do you bet against Ohio State? You just can't bet against them.
I think that
If
loss
you
to
want to make money, you might want to bet with them.
Oh, that's a
You
good
might
point.
want to bet with them. You know what I'm saying? Because the underdog always get better odds in Vegas, but it'll be rough
Mhm.
to go against those guys right now.
I think that loss to Michigan woke them up. I think that loss
Yeah.
to Michigan woke them up. I think that they chip everything feels different now, right? Like everything feels
They
different now.
look different.
So now, like I said, I mean, it's supposed as you move on, it's supposed to get tougher, right? Arguably, right, their toughest matchup to date coming up, right? Hey, it's the next
Hmm.
one's always the toughest one, right? So like I said, I think there's a bunch of very interesting matchups.
Hmm.
Um, if you go back and look at when Oregon beat Ohio State at the end, early part of the year,
Mhm.
Yeah.
uh,
Close game.
Gabriel had success throwing the rock. So can Quinn go out there and make some plays? You know, Golden's a great receiver.
I
You
like
got
him.
Vaughn, right? You got the freshman Wingo from St.
Wingo.
Louis,
Yep. Hmm.
right? Can he make some plays and give those guys some trouble in the pass game, right?
So I think Quinn has the tools. I think here's my thing on Quinn. I think when he got hurt it was somewhere early in the season, and then you have the savior basically come in, and everybody wants him to start. I
Hey,
went to that UT game, a UT Clemson game, and when Arch Manning got in the game,
Oh
the
yeah,
crowd erupts.
oh
yeah.
yeah.
And I can only imagine being the starter when the entire stadium, this is my home field, is like, here goes who we want to see. Put the backup in.
Hey,
That's a
I'm having
harsh way to
deja
go
vu.
play in. About
I'm
who?
having
About what?
deja vu.
What? What?
Talk
What?
to
What?
me.
What?
Georgia, Bama, Jalen Hurts,
Yeah,
Tua,
yeah, yeah.
Tua
Oh.
in a close game, not playing so well toward the end of the game. Hey, all right, now let's see it, Tua. Cover two, he looked right. Everybody move. Boom, fade to the backside.
So are
Tutty.
you
Don't
telling me?
don't be surprised if things aren't going right. If Sark actually pulled out his wild card, because
So I
that boy
look.
running 21 miles an hour. Any
I
defense with a quarterback running 21 miles an hour is going to
I
be stressed.
I feel like if that was going to happen, Shark has been in positions to do that.
This
Mm-hmm.
season. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
and and he did it. He did it against Georgia very briefly that first
Mm-hmm.
game.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But like he's had other opportunities. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I thought there was some time against Arizona State. I'm like, all right, is it time?
That's what I'm. That's
But
what I'm.
like,
That's why I think it's still out there, Mac. Like this one for all the marbles.
but I think like because he didn't, right? He hung his hat on his guy. Like Quinn's his
He
guy
has.
right now. And
Yeah.
I think Manning understands that. He
Right, right.
understands it,
I'm
right?
not
Yeah.
He
saying.
embraces it. So
I'm
like,
not saying give up on Quinn. I'm saying in a game where the ebbs and flows are going a certain way, and maybe Quinn might not be getting it done late. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. Sark was actually on that staff. I want to say, or maybe he was already in the pros.
With
No, he
Bama.
was already in the pros, but he
Okay.
was on the
Okay.
Nick Saban staff.
He
And
was. Yeah.
so Nick Saban make a lot of tough decisions. I mean, I've never seen somebody play as many quarterbacks as he's played in a regular season and expect
Yeah.
kids to play well by going series for series. I'm glad Sark's not doing that. But
Yeah.
in that game, if things maybe you need a spark, maybe it's a package. I don't know if it's just like
Well,
Quinn
they had
success.
those
well,
packages
they
down in
had the
red zone.
packages. Yeah, they
You
had the
know.
packages for him.
I
Yeah.
would like to see how that looks this week because I think Ohio State is going to make it very stagnant for Texas's offense, and the defense is going to have to match Ohio State's presence. And I think Texas's defense can do that. Got a
Yes.
lot of great players. They're going to play the ball better in the air than Oregon will or Oregon did. But
Yep.
ultimately, will how long until the defense's will breaks? I think whichever defense folds first, those offenses are going to get going. And it's not going to be a lot though. I think this, like I said, it's going to be a close game. But you know what I'm saying? I was about to go with Ohio State because it's hard to bet against them. But I'm from that
Hmm.
great state of Texas, and when I
You
grew up,
changing?
hey, I had 65 production points against Texas my senior year at Mizzou, and Mac Brown said, "We just don't know how we let you get away." I said, "I know how
Yeah.
you let me get away." Looking at the eye test, boys getting
Yeah.
off the bus 6'3", 6'4", ain't make
Hmm.
not one play against Mizzou. Well,
Yeah.
I take that back. They did make some plays, but I made some too.
Man, the year before they made a lot of them and went down to
Bro,
Austin, boy.
Matt, it was even worse. It was even worse our last
It was
year.
Man,
what at home. It was
they
Yeah,
bad. It was
beat the
bad. It
brakes
was
off
bad.
of us.
picked them for homecoming. So
Look,
my Texas pride is deep, and I'm gonna take
Yeah.
Texas by a score, and I'm thinking by three. By three.
So it's hard for me to take Texas. I'm still fighting for SEC dominance. So I'm with you, Spoon. My heart wants to say, "Come on,
Bro,
UT,
that ain't
pull
no
us out."
SEC, bro. That's Big 12 where we play.
But
Texas, Mizzou.
right
I'm just saying
now,
it's running deep.
it
It's
is deep.
listen, hey,
Southwest
But
hey,
hold on,
Conference.
wait. Do you want to see two
it's
Big Ten teams
it's
in the finals with Penn State and Ohio State? Give me a. I don't.
That's it's it's it's
You
starting to
have
look like
stripped
that.
the conference of its power. The SEC. It's starting to look like that.
It kind of feels like that right now.
But I just don't want to see that. Now that if I had to put my money on it, that's what's going to happen. I don't want to see that. I want to see
Hey,
Texas. I want to see Big Ten SEC final. That's what we all
I
want
got,
to see. Come on.
I got a random
Yeah,
question.
I'm
All
with
right.
it.
Yeah.
I saw today some teams that have joined the Pac-12. So like
Who's that?
Boise's going, Fresno State's going. There's some other teams that are going.
Ooh.
Do we
Oh,
know?
who's left?
Do,
It's
uh,
Wazoo and
yeah,
Oregon
Washington.
State.
Yeah, they never left.
Okay.
They
Do
played
do
they played the Mount West Conference schedule, and they had to pay $14 million to do so, and
yeah,
decide if they want to do it the next year before this season ended. So
yeah.
Okay.
it's
So there's
wild.
a so essentially there's a like Colorado State's going. There's a bunch of Mountain West teams that are going over to the Pac-12.
Hmm.
Do we know? Do we know what that does as far as qualifiers for the for the for the for
So
the?
so now you're back to Power Five.
P5.
I'm asking.
Will it be?
What? I don't know. Is
You would have
there?
to.
Do we
You
know?
would
Do we
have to.
know? Do we know yet?
You would have to get those. I mean, those prestigious universities back into that conference. I mean, I'm not afraid of no Boise State and
That's what I'm
no
saying. Like, so
Colorado State. Like,
what?
we ain't gonna call that. We ain't gonna
Like, what?
call that what it ain't.
So
That's a good
so
point.
do
Yeah.
so do they just go into like the top four conference champions now?
I think so until that kind of set. They kind of got to figure that out, bro. Because I don't know, it's gonna be weird.
Like what? Like do we know? Do we
So
know does
it could be.
Pac-12 maintain that status? Do we know that?
It can't. But it could be a good thing though,
The Pac-2.
because now you're looking at a conference that is like a makeshift conference, and you can't give them an automatic bid. It's a makeshift conference. So it might be a good thing that they're making this thing happen.
If they
So
did it,
now I guess I put my top four in the top four. I don't
if
care
that's
who
gonna
wins the
happen, Mac,
championship.
I would love to see Notre Dame find a home. I
Yeah,
surely
you saw
would.
it.
Not
James
against Colorado State every week.
I just,
James
that's who they
Franklin.
playing anyway,
James
Kevin.
Franklin said something about it in their press
He
conference.
did. What was that? What did he say? I saw like a small
He just said
headline.
no disrespect to Freeman or Notre Dame. Like everybody should be in the conference.
Hey, cuz I'm picking Penn State. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm picking Notre Dame. Sound like a loser right there, dog. You in the game? That's who lined up against you. Hey, cuz, hey, X's and O's.
I agree with him.
He
No,
talking
I'm
about
sorry.
another
I'm sorry.
man.
I'm
He in the
sorry.
same position.
I'll say I don't necessarily agree that every team needs to be in the conference, but if you're not gonna be in the conference, you better play every conference. You better play somebody from the SEC, play somebody from the Big Ten. In fact, you better Big 12. You got to play them all to
There should
show
be a
that you belong.
criteria. There should be a
But the
criteria or
issue
something.
is,
Mm.
if you base it off of what we've seen, they're here now without doing it. So essentially, the committee got it right
Yeah.
because every team I thought that should have lost
Can you,
lost
can you pull up their schedule real quick? Notre Dame
Of
schedule this
course.
year?
in a heartbeat. Give me 1 second.
I remember that Northern Illinois loss.
I definitely remember that
Yeah,
one.
that was the one. So
Ham.
And
Shout out to Ham.
they beat
Okay.
A&M. Then you have Purdue, you have Miami, Ohio. They got to win against Louisville.
that's a good one.
At the
That was
time,
good.
Louisville was 15. They beat them by
Yeah.
6
That
or
was a good
by
game.
7.
That was a good game.
Navy thrashing, beat them 51-14.
Mhm.
Virginia.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Production.
So, Indiana, if we're gonna consider that, which I don't. I thought Indiana sucked all. I mean, but they beat them.
Man, you are terrible, man. You
Come
are
on, dog.
terrible,
Come
man.
on, dog.
He don't know
believe
nobody's
Hey, man,
name
listen,
on
man.
Indiana.
Hey,
He
listen.
ain't with it.
Here's
Nobody.
the deal. Here's the deal, man. Like you gotta. It's one of those things, man. Like it's not like we talked about this last show, right? You're asking teams to go into these places, right?
Yeah.
On first round of playoffs into other people's homes when your first through 4 seeds don't even get a home game. It's just a flawed system. So it's gonna take a while to get it all. But I guarantee you, if Indiana plays Notre Dame on a neutral field, it's not the beating that they took.
Nah.
Now,
Nah,
granted,
it's a good game.
the score looked a little bit closer than what the
Closer than
actual
what it
game was.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna beat Indiana like that.
I ain't seen none of them Indiana touchdowns.
Okay, I didn't either.
Like, no offense, dog. No offense, to Indiana. But like, I'm
That
sorry.
made me
I
so mad.
It's just some schools, and maybe that's just old school. What schools are known for football and what schools aren't. That's just still in there somewhere.
But you're gonna see more of that. You're gonna see more of these teams.
You
Like
will.
now, can they sustain it? I don't know.
No. Who's going to Indiana? Who wants to go there? That coach ain't that good.
He's good. He's really good. He's really good, man.
They're gonna have to
Go
they're
go
gonna
do
be
your
lying to
research.
I
kids.
want to see.
Go
I
do
want to
your
see their
research.
schedule. I want no, no. He's a winner. I want to see their schedule. I feel the same way. Even though Texas in the SEC, I feel like Texas had an easy road this year.
Texas was smooth in there.
No,
Indiana
no,
had
no,
an
no, no, no,
easy
no, no,
road
no,
this
no, no,
year.
no. Oh, Kevin, whoa, whoa.
They got through that
Kevin,
smooth.
you are on. We can go back and look at every episode of you
No, he
talking
loved
about
Texas. He loved Texas.
listen how great the SEC is. Ain't no easy games in the SEC. You
Oh,
can't say that.
whoa.
You
I'm
cannot
not
say that. No,
comparative. Wait, hold on,
no.
Mac. Comparatively speaking, look at Texas' schedule and look at OU schedule,
That's fine.
Grinder.
and
There's
they both in
no
the SEC. But
easy
so hold on, wait. There's
games
no
in
easy
the
games, but
SEC.
there are some better teams. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, man.
There's some better
Hey,
teams.
I'd agree.
you,
I'd
you
agree
talking
with
about you
that.
talking you talking about that
Give me a
Oklahoma team?
ranking.
Listen, here's what's so crazy about the SEC. Oklahoma beat the heck out of Alabama, right?
Yeah. Ran off on the plug.
Right? Bama,
Right.
Bama did what to us? Beat us pretty
Bruh.
good.
Hey, bruh, don't even bring that
Hold
up.
on, wait.
Here's the door. I'm
We
not
have a
done. I'm
quarterback.
not done.
We have a
I'm not
quarterback.
done. I'm not done. All right, I'm not done. Not done. Who did we beat? We turned around and beat Oklahoma.
That
That's
was
just
crazy
what
game,
happens,
honestly.
man. It's
Stop.
what happens.
We
Right?
didn't have a quarterback versus
We
Bama.
beat Vandy.
But we had that same quarterback against OU, Kevin.
Good point.
But I ain't gonna lie, we scored on defense to win.
So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
man, like it's I think you're gonna start to see like I think
But
the
Matt,
conference itself. What's up?
I'm
Talk to me.
I'm talking about just give me the numbers alone. Give me the rankings at the time of competition.
But the rankings can be like skewed a little bit, man.
Yeah, they can,
Yes.
but I think if we were to go back and look at the teams Oklahoma played and see how they finished the season, a lot of those teams are still ranked. Tennessee, Ole Miss, us, Texas. Oh, you had a tough schedule in the
Mhm.
SEC. I'm not
Yeah.
saying there's an easy schedule, but there is a tough schedule, and Oklahoma had it.
That's a tougher. That's a tougher one
Yeah.
when you start talking about I guess like because every conference has their top of the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But our top of the top still, right? If you really want to keep it 100, right? Like Bama lost to Vandy.
South
I hate
Carolina.
that even happened because you're right. I hate that happened, but I just hate that it happened because I don't really have a rebuttal for that because
Then Michigan was in the bowl game.
Yeah.
no,
And
no, we're not.
that's another thing.
Stop. No,
That's a bunch.
Hey,
no.
Luther
No,
Burden ain't playing. We beat Iowa and I celebrated.
listen. There's a bunch of things to be said about this, right? Like,
Point. Yeah.
oh, we better win. Texas better win because if not, Michigan beat who? Bama.
Stop this.
Illinois beat South Carolina.
Ooh, that was a game.
Yo, look, hold on.
I enjoyed that one.
I'm not. Michigan did beat Ohio State, and they did beat Bama. I'm not going to even bring up that bowl game. Come on, we're not. Let's not. Let's. Can we not? Can we not bring up bowl
Did
games?
Jalen Miro play?
He did.
He
Yes.
did play.
Did Ryan Williams play?
They did.
Offensively, right?
They was down, bro.
Let's go to defense. Linebacker played. He's top 15 draft pick.
Them boys
I
nice
just-
too.
I'm not trying to hear that, man.
It's a team sport.
I'm not trying. Yeah, it's a team sport. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to hear that.
Football one of them weird things now.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You can
Let's-
go out there with the little giants.
I agree with you, like with how many people hopping in the portal and all these other things. I agree with you. But if like, this actually proves the point that like that times are changing and it's not what it used to be. And I saw somebody say this on TV the other day, so I want to give credit to where it's due. I think
Who was it? Acho?
what's my big boy? No, big fella.
Whoa.
Spears. I think Spears said it.
Swagoo?
Yeah.
Yes, I think
He
he
my
said
favorite.
like back in the day it was, the second, third teamers, right? They were still first round draft picks.
That
They
was
were
Spears.
still
Yeah.
yeah. That's not a thing anymore, man. I think like what you're arguing about is telling because like those guys can go hop in the portal and then you don't lose no traction because it's a difference now. And I think that goes to show you that the SEC is not as strong as it used to be, not only top to bottom, but also like within your own roster, right? Because the talent is being more spread out.
So
And it's
I agree
crazy
with
because the SEC coaches be sad as hell and they look when they always talking about NIL stuff. But it's like, bro, when I went to the combine and Senior Bowl, People thought I was getting paid to go to Missouri because I'm projected first round. Like, what you doing
Yeah.
at Missouri? Like, I know you was getting paid.
So
I'm like,
look,
y'all was getting
look.
paid? I'm like, yeah, we was getting paid. I'm like, yo, this is wild.
So
It's just a
I
little
talked
parody now.
to a coach, and he same sentiment, J Mac. He was like, hey, look, the playing field is now even. That shout out to NIL, shout out to the portal in conjunction with one another, because now talent is everywhere. You got multiple 10-win teams out there.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona State, Mizzou, like teams are getting better because the talent is not just sitting and going, all right, I'm going to Bama, I'm going to Georgia, I'm going to LSU, or whatever. The other point this coach brought up to me was that we are finally going to get to see how long and strong the Big Ten's money is. That plays a factor into where the talent is going.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are going to chase the money. So I'm not surprised the Big Ten is a tough conference now. You should be. You got all this money. Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan. Come on, like these teams are going to pay the best players. And let's be honest, these players want to go make money as well.
Football
So,
pride.
and you call them blue bloods. These are staples. These are household names for college football.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna see the dispersion of talent more so than we did back in the day. So maybe the SEC they don't have like college football in a headlock, but I'm still not counting the bowl game for a win. I'm not doing that. I'm not counting your bowl game, man. Mizzou, shout out, great game.
If
I
you
don't
was
know what
if you was
I don't know
working
what
for him,
Iowa had.
if you was
You're
working
right.
for him, you have a shirt that said 10
You're
wins.
right.
You
I
be
just
right
don't
there
know.
high.
Hey, listen,
I don't
listen.
know what Iowa went through. I don't know if they went through.
I'm meeting the Iowa coach first thing in the morning, right? They coming by the school. I'm asking how many guys they had in the portal for that game. I'm asking.
Ask them, please,
All right, I
please.
will.
And if he
Flex.
says anything over
Huh?
3, then I'm happy for the win. I'm happy for the win. So did we? I'm sorry. Hold on. Wait. Let me get back on track. Did we give our pick for the first game? Did we say?
We didn't say scores. I think
Let's
it
give
was
me scores from Notre Dame and Penn State.
21-17 Penn State.
I'm gonna go 27. Ah man, can Notre Dame's
Bro, oh.
I'm gonna go 27-17 Penn State.
I'm gonna go 24-10. I don't think Notre Dame's gonna score enough points.
Ooh, but that defense, bro.
I know, but Penn State. This Penn State team looks like. Go ahead.
You're right. I ain't gonna say it. No, you're right. They could throw the ball a little bit.
They can score like we've
This-
never seen Penn State score the ball.
This is
If
this is the most athletic Penn State's team that like has transitioned over to game film for me.
Them boys bad.
They got guys, dog. So I think it's gonna be a little bit lopsided. If 14 points is lopsided, depending on how it looks, because if those 10 points Notre Dame might get comes in the fourth quarter, then it was a lopsided game. It's 24-0, basically. You know what I mean?
I'm going with head coach swag. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be pulling for Freeman, but
I like Freeman.
I'm still going the other way, man. I'm still going the other way.
What's the score for Ohio State, Texas? I think J-Mac, you said Ohio State, you didn't give a score.
Yeah, I'm going 38-20. I think it's a little higher score. I think
38-20?
Texas. I'm going 38-28. I said Ohio State by 10. 38-28.
Ohio State getting to almost 40 against the best defense in the country.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey,
look at them.
Hey,
Look
listen.
at them.
Whoa. Backtrack.
Yeah.
What Arizona State just put up? Did they almost put up 40?
That's Scatterboo though, baby. Scatterboo did like he.
Spoon like that. Scatterboo.
I'm picking him second round if I was a GM. I ain't taking him top, but I get him in that next round.
A little early.
Yeah, I like that. But let me see, Texas. I'm gonna go Texas, man. I'm going 27-24. UT, baby. UT in overtime with a field goal.
They can't pull out 2 OT games.
They missed them field goals last time. They got to make good on. They got right down the middle. That's a good point. They should have won by 3 against Arizona State.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna throw away. I'm gonna throw away what my eyes see. I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna pick UT as well.
Oh,
let's go.
I just told you I'm throwing away my eyes see.
Fine.
Let's go, Kevin.
I'm gonna
game
go
got
UT
to be
as well.
played on the field.
And because I just think It's been a while, and I think a lot of people have been wanting to get back to stardom, and they're finally here. Why not make the most of it? And you don't have a reason to look ahead.
This what I
This is your toughest test.
I'm gonna go here, Kevin. I'm gonna go here, Kevin. That normally the receivers and corners at Ohio State, they always got the swift hips and all that. But Texas' whole roster be some dudes that
Yeah,
played other positions. Like
yeah,
I see, like the way they running backs make the cut on the zone. Like, and I know Ohio State's running backs are tough,
yeah.
but it's just something about when I see UT when they're attacking. If they come out and they're shell shocked and they sitting back on their heels, Ohio State gonna run them up out of there, and it could get ugly. But I truly believe that Texas is gonna be going forward. They're gonna be putting their foot in the ground, bro.
Yeah.
It's you only got this one chance. You don't get a chance to go. Oh, we should have, would have, could have. I think Sark is gonna be up for it, and I just really don't like the look of Ohio State's coach. And he never beat Michigan, and I really he wouldn't beat Michigan one time. He was probably about to get fired if he had his run. But
People were saying that.
I got Sark. I got Sark in this one.
Yeah, so my score. Give me 24-17.
Yeah,
Texas.
I like it. I
24
got
17
You
24.
think you think Ohio State is gonna score 17 points in the semifinals game?
That could
I
be
think Texas has a unique ability to turn the ball over.
that could happen,
You
man.
got
And
one corner with 5 or 6, other with 5,
It's
Texas with 5. They
it's.
got
Hey, listen, I'm letting y'all know this is college football, not NFL. Y'all know that, right?
but look,
yeah,
Matt,
but you got some turnovers.
Okay,
You
okay.
make some
Listen, I listen.
changes.
To each their own.
we
To each
got
their own.
history too. We got history too. Let's go
Yeah.
back to a young Jamal Charles goes up to OSU, does his thug thizzle on AJ Hawk, Barbie Carpenter, all the I'm telling you, bro, Texas got the edge on them in their mind. And I know that's a long time ago, but I really believe that Texas's athletes are more athletic. I mean, my favorite player for OSU is Downs. I like Downs a lot, but he gonna have to do a lot in this game, knocking them running backs out to keep them behind them chains and making Quinn Ewers beat him with his arm. I don't think that's gonna happen.
And let's not forget, like you think you said it too, J Mac. Texas beat the brakes off of Michigan earlier this year.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Michigan did what to who?
Listen, man. Y'all
Yep.
know when we get rival games, man, you throw all that stuff out the window.
You
Yeah,
look at that game and you bring something from that game to
Hold
your
on.
game that
Texas,
worked against
wait,
them.
wait, wait, wait.
No,
Rivals, yes, you're right, Mac. Texas also beat the brakes off of Oklahoma, 34-3.
You look at that
Rivalry
game,
game.
you find
yeah.
what can work. That was a
I'm
point
saying,
when
no, no, no,
Texas.
no. What I'm saying is like, I'm saying comparing the Michigan game from Texas to the Michigan game from
Oh,
Ohio
it has
State.
no bearing. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you
Oh
got
yeah,
to
yeah,
throw that
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
those guys, that history, man. Like you said, it could be mind games. Like who knows what's going on, right? Like, so I wouldn't say just because y'all know styles make matchups. Y'all know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Mac, what is Chip Kelly's style? Like the offense that we're seeing, where was that during the year?
Yeah,
listen,
How's
what's going
that?
on?
How
Why
all
is
of
he
a
listen.
showing up
sudden,
now?
when they get
It
to the
it
playoffs, now they just, you know what I'm
it
saying?
Chip, he's changed a little bit, right? And you could tell but like his big thing is, man, like I'm gonna make you play in space, right?
Hmm.
I'm gonna present like I'm gonna present as I'm doing all these different things, but really I'm doing is extremely simple.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same play out of multiple formations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna add motions. I'm gonna add shifts. They do a lot of that type of pre snap movement stuff, right? But really, it's the same play. It's the same play. Like he'll run it 6, 7, 8 times. He also is a type of coach that will come back and run the same play in
Till
these
you
same
stop.
exact
You
formations
got to
until
stop
you
it.
stop it.
Yeah,
Like
Bruce Arians is a lot like that.
he tries to make
Sean Payton's
yeah
like that too.
he tries to make the game as complex as he can for the defense, but as simple as he can for the offense.
Okay.
And I think like for me, like I think I think every offensive coordinator is going to say that, but not every offensive coordinator can translate that over to install and getting his guys to understand it and go out and reciprocate what he wants done.
So hold on. So I hear what you're saying, and I'm looking at the number of points scored for Ohio State throughout the course of this season.
Hmm?
42 versus Tennessee in a playoff game, 41 versus Oregon. After that, they scored 45 versus Purdue,
Purdue,
and
twamped
they
them.
put 49 and 56 over Western Michigan and Marshall.
Mhm.
and like schools like Akron. I just don't know. Like,
You
why did it
just
change now?
but
You
you
haven't
just
done it
said
against anybody else.
but listen though, you
It-
just said they scored 40 points in over half of their games.
but
That's
the
a hard
talent, the
thing.
talent was bad when they play an actual team. They're not getting to 40. Northwestern 31, and they beat the
Penn,
brakes off Indiana. Thank you for
Penn,
beating.
Penn,
Thank you, Ohio State.
Penn State dropped the ball when they lost to them in Happy Valley, bro. That was the one right there. That would have knocked them out the
20 to
playoff.
13. Yeah,
Penn
yeah.
State lost that game,
I
still make the
I
playoffs.
I believe that when y'all get into conference play, y'all understand how it goes, man. Like those guys know you, right? They've been
That's
playing
true.
against you, right?
Mhm.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Just like we're screaming the SEC is tough. Like I'm pretty sure they think the Big Ten is tough, right? They think like I guarantee you, anytime Ohio State matches up against that maize and blue or that navy blue and white, or
Mhm.
like now you add Oregon to the mix, right? USC was down, but we know what they're capable of. They get guys in there. UCLA to say like you start adding those guys in there, man. That's a tough play. That's gonna be tough too. And on top of that, like I mean, I've seen Purdue beat Ohio State at Purdue. So like it's tough, man. These guys know you. They know the history of the program. Now, granted, it's different coaches, different, but
Mhm.
like it's still like it's something about having that familiarity with like with an organization or with a team, man, that like just gives you that extra boost that you need, you know?
That's
Hey,
true.
K. Rut,
Yeah.
will Bevo be at this game?
Are they gonna let him come?
Bevo couldn't come to Atlanta, man. They ain't want Bevo to come. That's probably had a lot to do with, if Ralphie don't come, it's prime time them balling. I don't know. So Bevo not there. Maybe that's why they
But
had, such a sluggish finish against ASU. But I tell you one thing, Ryan Day, if they lose this game and they out there fighting, hey, fire his ass.
you can't let him go.
Fire him.
His last two performances have been enough to give him
They some
another year.
sore losers though. They fighting. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Man, no, we talked about that, man. You can't do that, man.
Well, you
You
can't
can't do
fight. You
that.
can't fight.
You
I
That's
can't
why I
mean,
want
fight,
them to
but you
lose.
also you also can't do what Michigan did either.
right. Right.
Nah, they was some losers too.
Yeah, not like I said, you come in my house. I don't care if you beat me in the card game. If you then want
Give
to
me a
slap
remote,
the
Matt.
cards down, yeah, then you're telling me you're willing to accept anything that I do to you
Yeah.
after that.
Which
Yeah.
which one
So
needs
if
your seat, Matt?
so if I bop you, like you know why I bopped you.
It's your cup.
I get it. I get it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, look, those are our takes for.
whoa, real quick, real
You
quick, real
got
quick.
something
What
else?
we got? Mizzou Porter, how we feeling?
I like Trotter. I like
Yeah,
Trotter, man.
yeah,
That's some history right there in that last name. I
yeah.
feel like that's gonna shore up the linebacker core. I want to see where Newsome coming back to school. Is he
I
is
don't
he the
know. I haven't
I,
heard.
it's too much for me to worry about the portal as much as the guys that showed me what they can do this year.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the portal guys, we want to get those signings that have that pop, that name, because we obviously promote them when we sign them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would like to see the freshman quarterback come in and have a true chance. I like to see Sam Horn have a true chance. I like to see competition. So bring in the new guys and let's see what happens, man. But I'm excited about Trotter. I truly
There
am.
we go. So the safety from UNLV, I like
Oh,
him from a
he's a starter.
standpoint
Takeaways.
because takeaways is one, and two, some people might see it as a not, but he's a grown man. I
Yeah.
think he might end up playing. I think he might end up playing this season and be like 24 years old or turning that, in that
Yeah.
range.
Yeah.
That's leadership right there. And if I had to pick, chill out, J Mac. If I got to pick a 24-year-old versus an 18, 19-year-old, give me the grown man. Now, he might have a couple kids, a family to feed. I want him on my team, and he gets the ball out. He takes the ball away. So I'm excited about that one. I talked to somebody today. They made a good point about the QB we got from Penn State, and they were like, "Man, you paid a backup," and that is hard for me to
Uh,
swallow a little bit because we essentially you did. You paid a backup.
yes, but but I'm sorry I got to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Like I told you, Drew's a first round pick, man. So like it's tough. You
He
gotta let
is.
this guy develop and grow into something. Like he could be the real deal. I don't know, but he
But
could be.
look, or did we see this? I'm not saying he's gonna get the starting job, but did we see this with Kentucky? Kentucky tried this last year, paying a backup.
Yeah.
Was it worth it? To
Yeah,
Kentucky.
I don't like the comparison, man. I don't.
It's tough. It's tough to compare, actually, man,
I
because
don't like the comparison.
schemes and coaches and
Yeah.
fits. Like, I mean, if
Yeah,
I hear this guy can move a little bit, so
Yeah.
I do
I
like the runners.
I see competitive. Like even the stature. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I just don't know. And this is the tough part about it. Now you have to. He's going to go in. He's going to compete against a freshman.
No, Sam Horn.
Oh,
The freshman's recovering from an injury, so we're gonna see how he is when he gets there.
okay.
I don't know where he's gonna be at. The competition is Horn and
And
uh
Pine.
Pine.
Pine. Yeah, Horn and Pine. So like
He might be
that's the
on some
competition.
Pine.
I,
This
we've been
dude is
success.
crazy.
The the
Yeah, I just
history.
wasn't a fan of him, dog. First time I seen him, he throwing 20-something passes. I'm like, man,
Yeah,
I'm like, who is this dude?
the
Then my
history.
brother told me where he played before. I'm like, oh, okay, he played at
Yeah,
Notre Dame, went to
yeah, he did.
ASU. Now I
Mhm.
don't like guys that go to 3 colleges, 4 colleges. Now some of them
I,
is
I
Draw the
do.
different.
line.
It's
I do. My
different.
my favorite signing is Kevin Coleman Jr. I like him. He went to this is number 4 for him. I like it. Come on.
Hey,
Now I'll take you.
he
Come
I'll
on
got
take
back
you.
home.
journeyman in college.
Come on
Even
back
Jalen.
home.
He went to Arkansas, then Texas, then UNLV. Now he's here. I'll take you too.
Hey, them the same guys that be in. As soon as you get the bad bowl game, they cross their legs on you.
Yo, chill. Hey, wait. One more
I ain't
point though
playing.
about this. And this was talking to the same coach today. He asked when you're looking in the portal, he said, why is there not more coaches who were leaning over to their head coach and saying, hey, this kid's third school? And why isn't that a knock on that kid? Should that be? Like with the safety, you got Arkansas, Texas, UNLV, Mizzou. This is
And
the
my
fourth
my
school.
other question is this too. Some of their coaches are leaving, so I guess it's some of the situations.
That's a good
But
point.
why they ain't taking them with them?
I know. Like
Like
he went from why didn't he go to Purdue with BO?
he don't want to be sorry.
Granted, I don't want to act. Don't let it sound like I'm not excited about the young man we have. That's a man. I'm excited about that. But it does kind of question like, man, free schools? Ah.
I think this is just we're just in a different time.
But look at
So
the school too.
it's
He left
easy.
Texas.
It's easy. It's yeah. He might have left Texas because he wasn't playing. Here's how you look at it, right? Me being head first into this thing right now at the high school level, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
So like a lot of times when you see a guy go from a P4 down to a Group 5, which is what he did,
Hmm.
because he wasn't playing, and like
Okay.
he needed to get on the field, got on the field, balled out. Now you can go back to that P5, well, I guess P4. So I think like that's a lot of times when you see a guy go from a P4 down to a Group 5, it's because they didn't get the type of playing time that they wanted at that
But the
group at
talent
that
shows he should have been there
play.
anyway.
Yes, and that's
Okay.
why you go there, you go down to prove that hey Texas, y'all messed up.
Okay.
Watch me go back. I'm living proof of it because I saw my little cousin do it. Right.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Well, at Mizzou was talented enough, right? For whatever reason, it just wasn't working out.
Yeah.
Transferred down to North Texas, goes out and has 1,000 yard season on blended coverage. Now goes back to Kentucky, right? About to finish up at Kentucky this next year, right? And and
Hmm.
and and you ride off into the sunset after that. See what you're gonna do at the next level. But like
That's a good point.
sometimes, like that's what it
It's
takes.
not always as black and white as, oh, this
Yeah.
kid just couldn't cut it.
I
Now,
wonder.
now there are some guys. I guarantee you right now. There's some guys that are going just looking for the next best thing, right? Like
Hmm.
I didn't understand. I believe it was the Bama receiver that went to Georgia or the Georgia receiver that went to Bama after Georgia had beat him, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, for me, I'm like, what type of
A
sense is that
lateral
make?
move.
But like, man, who knows? Some guys are chasing money. Some guys are
Yeah.
chasing. What if me and this coach don't mesh well, right? I get it. You're not supposed to like all your coaches, but like,
Okay.
what if that's a
Okay.
thing? Now I have the avenue to where you know what? If I don't like you, all right, I'm out. Do I
I
agree with it all the time? No, I
mm,
don't. But like, you have that resource to be able to do it. So why not use it?
And one thing I will reflect back on is the fact it doesn't seem like Missouri acts very thirsty in the portal. It's
I agree.
like they kind of like everybody start going right away, things start happening, and they're kind of just holding their cards close.
Hmm.
And it might not be the number one guy you see, like I know, but it seems like they're doing their homework pretty good on these guys to where at
Yeah.
least when these guys get there, there are realistic expectations for both parties, and I think that kind of makes for like a easy transition for both sides, and I haven't really seen like portal guys come in and like blow up our program or something like that. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's happening in this country where you got the portal guys coming in the same way they do things here. It might not be the same way they do things here, and it might poison the younger guys in a sense.
Yeah.
Kind of like
Most definitely.
that good vet, bad vet type of thing. Mac, when you hit
Yep.
the league, like.
Yep.
So I will commend Missouri on that, but I just hope the guys that we do bring in are able to contribute.
I think
Same.
I think eventually the truth always comes out. So if you're a kid that's uncoachable, right, and you just trying to jump and jump, it's gonna come out eventually. Where? I don't know, but it's gonna get you eventually. You
They're
know what I
gonna
mean?
get
So
you.
I think if you're using it for the wrong reasons, I feel like it's probably not gonna work out well
Hey,
for
one of my coaches said, it don't get you till it gets you.
you. Yeah.
That might be the countryest saying I've ever
It
heard.
don't get you till it gets you.
That's straight from Cuz.
That's got it. That's jackpot Jasper, Texas at its finest. And what's crazy about it is that I know what it means though.
Yeah.
I know exactly what it means.
You know how you kick a touchback and
Yeah.
the whole kickoff team just stop running about the 30 or something. That boy coming up out of there. It got you this time, didn't it?
He got you.
Last week y'all was jogging. Now look at you. Be a good teammate.
It don't get you till it gets you. But look, fellas, it was a great night again. And I mean, after these games, we should have plenty more to discuss.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Fingers crossed for Texas. Fingers crossed for the SEC. I'm not rooting for Texas in particular.
Man.
Fingers crossed for the conference.
/
I feel
Big
like
12.
it builds everybody up. What I mean? Give me some of that, man.
Big 12.
And then I guess Penn State take care of business.
Hey, real quick, I'm making my thing now. SEC need to come holler at my boy Spoon, be the SEC legend, man. He needs to make it happen, SEC.
Oh, you know what?
What's taking so long?
So
Make it happen.
Takeo Spikes, I think you might have did it with Takeo, Mac. Was he there when you went?
Yeah.
He said, I seen your boy Mac. He said, you need to go on and holler at you. He country. He said, you need to go on and holler at the SID. Let him know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, in due time. I'm right in the city, man. They know where to find me, man.
SEC, make it happen, man.
It's taking too long. It's taking too long. Well, fellas, look, it was good again. Y'all both have a great night. And looking forward to it next week, man. Once again, I'm Kevin Rutland, Jeremy Maclin, Sean Weatherspoon, True Son.